Okay. Okay, so great, we can get started. So your first task will be converting an implementation of the try data structure from Java to Python, and you'll do this with the AI support. Your second task will be converting an implementation of the priority queue data structure from Java to Python, and you'll do that one without the AI support. And we'll take a break between the two tasks, like I just said. So let me tell you a little more about the code translation task. So the task is to, attempt as much as possible during the 30 minutes to get as far as you can, attempt to produce a complete and working Python translation. And, and by complete, we mean as much functionality and documentation from the original Java code should be translated. And by working, the code should be tested for correctness if you have time. It's what you're working, that's the goal you're working towards. And, we know the time constraint makes it difficult. So like I mentioned earlier, there's more work to accomplish than an absolutely perfect translation than can be done in 30 minutes. So just, again, repeating, asking you to do as much as you can in the time you have. But we still like that goal because you'll be making trade-offs in how you spend your time, like whether you choose to translate all the functionality first or a portion of it and test it. And how you decide to do that is entirely up to you. And that's one of the things we're interested in, is how people approach this. So there's a couple of other things I should mention. So one, you'll be using, I'm going to give you a link in a second to a VS Code editor. That's an online version. And it's almost exactly the same as the desktop version. It has a slight difference in the way the menu is organized, but it, for the most part, has everything the desktop one has. And I won't be able to answer any technical questions about the code or what it's supposed to do, but I can, one thing I can tell you is that the Java source, the Java implementation you're going to be translating from, is correct. And when you make the translation, please try to preserve the naming of class and method names where possible. We're less concerned about the naming of variables, but it helps us later on to see how things were translated if those are the same. Let's see, you can use whatever resources you feel would be helpful, like searching the web or Stack Overflow or running the code, because we have installed both the Java and Python editor. So anything you want to do, like if you would normally Google for some help on something, you go do what you usually do. And I will give you a 5-minute warning when it's when time's almost up so you know to start wrapping up your work for the task. Let's see. And as you work on the tasks, if to the extent that it's possible, if you could think out loud to sort of say what you're thinking and doing as you're doing it, it really helps us to understand how you approach the task. If we hear that, and if you fell quiet after a while, the only thing I might do is unmute and say, hey, what are you thinking, to remind you to think out loud. And do you have any more questions before we get started?
No, I think I'm good, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to copy a link here, and this is I'm going to put it in the chat, a link, and you should be able to use this to open a fully set up VS Code editor with the files that are needed. And when you do that, if you could share your screen so that I can see your work.
This is good. You can see it?
Yes, I can. It looks good. So you see on the left there's the try Java file, and so the try.py file is an empty file, and that's where you should put your translation. And the try AI.py, that is a AI generated. We used an AI system ahead of time to automatically translate the Java to Python code. So we use the system ahead of time and have this file that you can use Now, but what I need to tell you about it is that although it did that translation, it's not a perfect system. So the translated code may contain errors in it. The source code doesn't, but the AI translator may have made mistakes.
Okay.
And it's up to you how you want to use this. So you can let me know when you're ready to begin. Do you have any questions about the environment, like how to set up the pages? Are you happy with what you have?
I'm good, but
Yeah.
I guess let's I don't know how to. Okay, here the green button will help me to run it, right? So I just I convert this from here to Python and just click on the run. Okay.
Yes, that's right. And if you want to see them side by side, it's up to you. If you want to see the two files side by side, the little, yeah, you just found it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's
and
good.
then, right. So you're, right. So you're translating from the Java to the try.py file, and you can use however you want the provided AI Python file. So
Okay.
should we begin?
Yeah, let's start.
Okay.
All right. So I'm looking at this file and I see it's at first there's like a class try at the very top, and inside that we have the try node, which I think will be used to create the children, and all those like each set, and then we are defining each functionality that this data structure can do. And here, so there's like multiple delete, and there is enumerate. Okay, there's like couple merge. There is merge. There's like two kinds of delete. There's like insert and find. Yeah. So first, I'll start with building the what we say, the outer structure. Let's see. Oh, okay. When I clicked on, okay, right, okay, yeah. So let me start with. I'm trying to keep the same style as. Um, let me. Okay, I'm thinking. Should I? Let me see. Is it the same name? Okay, so I'm thinking I'll create a try node, like whatever was here, right? I'll create it like a separate class first, and here we have like the initializing thing, and since it's a try and it's like a character, like once, let me see, it has a child, right? And it also has a is word, is the constructor has an is word too. So let me see, is word. So I'll define that. But okay, so let that be. I get confused after like this Java and Python with all the semicolon those things. Okay, so now self dot equals care insert dot let me see, self dot, there is like a get child. It will return the child is end of word. There is also set end of word. Okay, so so there is like this equals this word. Now now I need Python how to do getter. I'm thinking it's been a while. Python getter. Okay, Python getter. Yeah. So I put So here, so I created, so this is the one that I finished now, and now we have a get children. It is checking this value, and this is like, yeah, this is this set of this word. So probably I'll do definition. Try to copy the same thing. Get child. Return self dot. Oh wait, the children. I did not set the children. Okay, I need to set the children. Okay. I can. Yeah, we need to self dot. What is that? Children, right? Children. Oops. Children. What is children? Children is a hash map. So for time being, I'll just put it as this. So return children. Okay, so I did the get child. Now it's a boolean. Let's see. There is end of word. Again, I put self and self dot is end of or is end of word. Sorry, yeah, is end of word. Okay, the syntax is having a problem. Okay. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I wrote Python. Okay. Okay. So now, so I did this. Now set definition set set uh, set, right? So this word word is okay. Self dot is word equals is word. Let's see. So right, we have this is taken care, this is taken care, this is taken care, this is taken care. Okay, so oh, this one. Okay, so we created this. Now let's create a class try. And inside there we have the initialization first. What do we do here? Here this is starting, right? So here, so you have a try node, and in your constructor you're setting the root. So I can do something like self dot root. Oops, root equals yeah, can I do something like do something like this? Put in a blank. It's a boolean, right? This word is a boolean, so I can I don't know, put it as this. What did they put? Let me try. No, this it's false first, so I can put it as false. Okay, so it takes care of this. Now we need to do the insert function. Insert pass and okay, word to insert. Yeah, okay, Okay, word to insert, and what do they do in the insert function? The insert function, first they take the root and they, okay, first you create a new try. Okay, so here I can say node equals self dot root. So we got the it's very like the top level thing. Then for, I'm going to use the same thing. Char in word to insert if char in node dot children, if char in node dot children, compute if absent. Okay, I noticed that compute if absent. Okay. Okay. Now go to definition. Oh, that is okay. I'm not okay. I've never used this. It gets a hash map and compute if absent. So if it is absent, then it will. This is L. L. Okay, L is the word, and it will. Okay. Okay, so if it is there, then node equals node dot get children. Get children of the cat. Else, I have say node to add equals create a new try node with this, and I'm passing this char, but I'll pass this as false. Okay, and then node dot wait, that is an array, right? So children of cat. Then node dot children of cat will be equal to your node to add, and then the node will be equal to the new node to add. Okay, so this is, and after that for we will have node dot is end of word as true. Okay, so is end of word is true. Okay, so it takes care of the insert. So we did that. Now it is find. Find. Okay, so let's see. Let me open this. Find and delete. Okay, let's see find. Okay, so find takes in the word. Okay, so what? So definition find, and the find takes in self and the word to find. Okay. Now, as earlier, we find the root node and start to search. Oops. Okay, so this is, we got our root node. Now, for char in word to word to find, what do I do? If char, when you get the, so here I just retrieved that first character. Now I need to get the child. Okay, if it is null, null is none, I think, in Java. I mean, sorry, in Python. If char in node dot children, if char in node dot children, then what should we do? If it is there, what is this current? Current is the node. Okay, so wait. For each this, I'm getting a get children dot get ch. Returning a try node. Why is it returning a try? So you can get children. Actually, it returns a hash map. Then return children. Children is a new hash map. Okay. If this is the root and root dot children dot dot get children dot get ch dot, where is the get? There's no word get word. What is the get word? No. Children is this. Okay. Anyway, now dot children. Node equals node dot children. Create a wait, node equals, you create a node dot children. I select the var else node equals none, and we need to we need to we need to break it, right? And then what do? We set the, no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah. Okay, and then your returning is end of word. Okay. Node equal to current dot get children. Okay, so if 1 second, if car in wait, for car in which car equals return node dot is No. Mm. Mm. Oh, no wonder. Okay, okay. Return the center field. Okay, so we took care of find. Now we have delete, enumerate, and merge. Okay, so let's see. Delete. Hmm. So delete. Okay, so this actually implements this. Okay, so we need to implement this first. Okay, so here it, we don't. Okay, delete root. Okay, so let's do that then. Delete. Great. Um, uh, find and delete. Okay, find and delete. I'm gonna send self dot root word to delete, and you have the index. So I'm starting with the 0th index. That is what it looks like. Okay, and here I will have a def find and delete. Okay, now self, then what will I have? Okay. Mm, okay. Delete an index. I have the word to delete and index. Okay, so what does this do? This one, why do we need the index? Index, okay. Index equals word dot length. The current document. Okay, let's see. The index equals word to delete. Right. How do I get size? Okay, so I don't remember how to convert this. Get length. Okay. Okay, so that is the first line. Now, if not, okay, if, and we have current, right? And current is self dot root. Okay. So, no, here I'm passing self. This can be current. This divided. Okay. If what is that? Current dot current is self dot root, right? No, you won't get it like that. I put self and I can put here. Okay. Current dot
This
is
is really
ending.
great, and thank you for the great Think Out Loud. There's 5 minutes left in this task, just letting you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. If it's false, no. Okay. If it's true, false. If it's true, not. Okay. Maybe. Okay. I think there'll be compilation. Maybe I can do it like this. No, okay. So that doesn't work. What is the problem here? May occur nested sync. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, I. Okay, yeah. Okay. Right. So there's some spelling mistake. We have to change this to false. There anywhere else I put a boolean? No. Okay, return false. Then current dot set end of world false. Return current dot get children is empty. I don't know that. So let it be like this. Okay. Now we have ch equals verb to delete dot of index. New node equals current dot get children. No, get children. No, not get children. So yeah, if now nope. Okay, false. Boolean should. Okay, let's see. So should delete notice. Maybe let me copy this and see if I can replace it here. Okay. instead of in the and okay. Mm, not okay. Remove this colon. Okay. Maybe I can just. Maybe it should not. But let's see. I don't need this. 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 False should be one level back. It should be a tab. Okay. Remove poster or remove from that. This is a okay. This won't work. If should delete. Node equals this and node equals none. Return. I think 17. What is the problem with
Okay,
this?
we
Yeah,
have to stop there. I told you it would
yeah.
definitely take longer, but that was terrific. It was excellent. And you can actually just close the editor and then the files will be saved and we'll
Yeah,
add them to.
just like okay.
Yeah. So you can just close the whole.
Oh,
I'll give you another.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So now I just have a survey to fill out, and then after that, we'll
Okay.
take our break. Okay.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
So I'm going to get you. I'm going to paste a link
Okay.
in the chat, and this should open a survey. And if you could fill it out while we're sort of talking, I can help you with any questions. So your participant ID is P17.
It's lowercase, case sensitive.
No, that's fine like that. Yeah, that's good. And the condition of that example was you had an AI translation because we had
Uh-huh.
that file. You didn't use it,
Oh, yeah.
but so you should check AI.
Okay.
And the data structure was the try.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's good.
Okay. How mentally demanding? Very low. Hmm. Let me see. I'm just going to put it around somewhere here because I don't remember a lot of syntax. I had to like really think about all the syntax
Yeah.
and yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and yeah, find the equivalent of Java and Python. So yeah, there was a bit of thinking.
Right.
How hurried or rushed was the pace was? It was not. I mean, I did not complete it, but I was not hurried or rushed. So
Right.
like, so I'll give like a, I don't know, 2. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
successful were you in accomplishing what you were asked to?
I need to tell you something about this one. This one has perfect on the left and failure on the right, whereas the other ones say very low and very high. So it is confusing to people. So,
Yeah, I mean, my task was to do how much ever I could convert as much as possible, but it was not required to have it like running, right?
you
So
were supposed to just try to
yeah, so
attempt. Yeah.
try. So I think I tried a, a, like around half of it. So I would say around like somewhat close to
Okay, that makes sense.
perfect.
Yep.
How hard did you have to work to accomplish your level of performance? Again, I would go that in mid range because I
Okay.
had to think and all.
Mm-hmm.
How insecure, stressed? No, I was not. Okay.
Good.
So next,
Yep.
please describe your overall approach on how you worked the task and how you allocated your time across different activities. So I analyzed the Java file, then created the equivalent equivalent main class and the child class required um, use the same number of arguments, and then created the root first, and um, mm, wrote the functions in order as seen in the Java implementation.
Mhm.
So is that okay?
Absolutely. That's terrific.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so to what extent do you feel you understand how the Java implementation of the data structure works? I would say, let's see, I think it's I don't. Okay, so the reason why I'm thinking is it used a hash map and to add the children. So it was, I was having a bit of difficulty in trying to visualize how the object looks, but I was able to understand it. So
Mhm.
uh,
So are
I
you
would,
choosing between somewhat and a great deal?
yeah, I would, okay, so I'm going with somewhat because I, I did not read the entire implementation for enumeration and all.
Okay,
Um,
that makes
uh,
sense. Mhm.
not get time to look into a couple of, um, of functions. Sample enumerate. Okay, all right. Next. Okay. How would you characterize the quality of provided translations? What does that mean?
Well, we had the AI file. There was the machine done translation that was there. You
Oh,
opened it at one point, but you didn't use it during the
yeah,
task.
yeah. I forgot to. Okay, so I I just like had a brief glimpse, so I
Yeah.
think it looks acceptable. Like,
Okay.
yeah, uh, looked. Uh, what do you say? Had a cursory view of the file. I don't know if that's the correct word.
No, that's absolutely, yeah. Hmm.
Um, uh, but did not use it
Yep.
during the implementation process. Okay.
Um, okay.
Uh,
Uh, let's see. So some of these might be hard for you to answer. Let's see. So go ahead and read and we can talk.
yeah, how did the quality of the translation match your expectation of what could be produced by an AI system? Hmm. I am at loss at this. I honestly did. I forgot. I really forgot about that file.
Yes, it's very interesting. So can you just tell me why you decided to work without looking at the file? And
Yeah.
can you
So
tell me why that
yeah.
was your
So it's
approach?
yeah because I can like read Java and understand it, and I kind of know Python.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like trying to use like whatever I understand and directly convert it to Python, like
Yep.
and uh, I honestly I forgot about the file.
Right, right. It
Yeah,
sounds like, yes, no, that's a very good explanation.
yeah.
Okay, so right, so we should just try to find a way to
And
answer
also
these.
like
Yeah.
one more thing, like
Hmm.
it like this concept hasn't like what we say registered in my head, like
Sure.
yeah, I have an option to do that. I knew I had an option to do that,
Yeah.
but while actually coding, uh,
Yeah.
I don't I did not look at that, like it
Right.
was mainly for me like the way I used to work, right? I just
Hmm.
continued with that.
Absolutely. That's a perfectly good, I mean, that's what we're interested in, how people actually work. So this is a very good result. So,
Yeah.
um, okay, so let's see. How did the quality of the translation match your expectations of what could be produced by an AI system? So you took a quick glance at it. What did you, I mean, did you
Um,
have any impression?
I would say it met my expectations
Okay.
because I do remember seeing like all the classes there, and there was
Okay.
also a lot of I saw, I believe comments were also there,
Okay.
so I would say it met expectation.
Okay. That's perfect. And so you should answer this honestly. Like, so for example, if the translation provided was not at all useful because you just told me,
I
um,
did not look into it.
yeah, you didn't feel the need actually to look. You seemed to, you said you knew the Java and ability to translate well enough.
Yeah,
Um, so you could just answer if it was not at all in any of these, that's fine. That's the honest answer.
yeah, and had errors. Okay, I don't know if it had errors, like so that is
Uh,
an option, like
right. It's not, there's no not applicable.
yeah. So
Um,
can I choose not at all? Like
yes,
and
choose not at all, and I'll make a note.
helped you complete the task, not at all help you understand the original thought. Okay, I'm really sorry. Yes, this
No,
is a
no,
not at all.
don't be
Okay.
sorry. This is exactly why we do this with people, so we don't, you know, everyone does this differently, and it's very good to have your session.
Okay, so did you feel that the provided translations made your work in this task very difficult or very easy? I'm going to go with here, like I
Yeah,
was not like
zero.
affected anyhow.
Okay.
Did you feel the provided translation made your work fast or slow? Same. I was not. I
Mhm,
this is something I don't know if I had looked into that file, it would have helped me do it faster, right?
mhm.
So that is. I think if I had looked into that file, it would have made me complete the task faster. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
I'm going
that's
to
good
put
to know.
it. Did you feel the provided translations made your work in this task the worst versus the best quality? Okay, that I cannot tell
Yeah,
because I did not see that. Okay. What did
I
you
think
find the most?
on my screen, the one number 17. Oh no, you put fast
Yeah,
on the.
because I feel if I had looked into that file, I would
Oh,
have like easily caught on and finished the whole thing. I was not able to finish it, so
yes.
I believe
That,
if I had that, I could finish it faster.
so that would have been true if you had, but since you, so this should record what you actually experienced.
Okay, so actually, like, yeah, I did not
But
affect.
I will take, but that's why we're talking while you fill this out, because I can hear you saying you think it probably would be helpful
Yeah,
for speed potentially.
yeah.
Okay.
What did you find most?
It's okay to say nothing.
Okay. Shall I put not applicable because
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Because you did, that's perfect. Yep.
What
Yeah.
were enough translations? Okay, uh yeah, I am going with enough because yeah.
Mhm.
What additional information could we have provided along with translations to make them more useful to you? What additional information would you expect as an explanation of how the translation was made? Hmm. They have provided alongside the translation. I would go not applicable because I did not
Okay.
get a chance to read.
Yeah.
For the following work conditions, to what extent would AI supported code translation be helpful? Normal working conditions, I think it will be normal working condition. It would be mod. Mm, normal working. Okay, I
I
don't
think what
understand this.
I
Yeah.
think what it means is it's kind of in reference to the next question. So, like, say you were not under especially time pressure, you were sort of having a normal day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, would it be helpful if you, say, weren't in a hurry?
Let me think. If I weren't in a hurry. So here is the thing, right? I'm
Mhm.
thinking like this. If I was not using this translator and I had to work like without any pressure, I would have to search. Um,
Mhm.
and when I search, I would learn many other new things also.
Yes.
So I believe if we use under like a normal situation,
Hmm.
um, it it will prevent me from learning more. Like I would be
I
on
see.
knowing what is there in that file.
Yep.
So I would say it will not be like helpful if like
Okay.
the
So then you could say not at all helpful.
yeah. So
Yeah.
under time pressure, I would say it would be extremely helpful.
I see. I see.
Working alone,
Versus with a group, say.
working alone, again, like the same thing, right? If you're working with a group, we can
Mhm.
share knowledge and we'll have like more knowledge. So it
Mhm.
will again, it's based on the amount of knowledge that you get when you are just using one thing and when you search, because we keep on looking at many things, right? Okay, so working on code that only I would use. I don't think it would be help. Again, my perspective is like the
Mhm.
learning perspective,
I think
so I
that's
would
really
say,
interesting. I'm really glad to hear that perspective. It's good. It's good.
yeah. So working on, no, working on a team when working on code that my team members or other people would use. Okay, so I would say this is as helpful because I saw like it had like a lot of documentation that it generated. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think this would be helpful when there's like a group of
Okay.
the code that is generated that is being used by a group of people.
Okay.
So that yeah, that is how I'm thinking about that.
Hmm.
Working in a small team, working in a large team, small team. I'm using this. What is the benefit if I'm using this? Okay, working in a small team means I don't know. I'm like thinking, will we have like more work to do when we are in a smaller team? And this will,
Um, I understand. It's
yeah.
difficult to say. I guess it's sort of almost like a follow-up to the previous question. So you, in that sense, you were working on code where you're in a team and other people might be using it. So then the question is, would there be a difference between a small team and large team in the benefit?
Okay, so I think in a small team it would not be highly beneficial because
Okay.
if there is some questions regarding some code or something, people will communicate easily. But in a large team, I'm going to go to the opposite end. It will
Okay.
be very helpful
Oh,
because it, it can go either way, right?
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
so
the next two are more or less about working on kind of like
prototype.
experimental or prototype code versus production code, say for a product or something. Would there be
Okay.
a difference in the helpfulness?
Okay. So I'm assuming like this AI supported code is it is like correct. There is no errors. Uh, so if
No,
that
the
no.
AI, I said in the beginning that the AI translation isn't perfect.
Okay.
It can have
Um,
errors. Yeah.
yeah. So it will be helpful when it is like experimental or prototypal code because
Mhm.
it won't break. But when in production, I don't think we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for which situations would AI supported code translation be appropriate? When the code is used for mission critical applications, I don't think because if it is wrong, it can cause a
Mhm.
big problem. When the code correctness is important, uh, not at all appropriate. When code's runtime performance is important. Okay, so this I am having a this
Mhm.
is what I'm thinking, right? So
Mhm.
the code's runtime, it's based on like when a person is writing, how much knowledge that person has to write a good like code that has a like very low runtime versus like the AI. Will the AI be optimized? Like the code that is generated by this AI, will it be optimized to have a good runtime?
Um, Not necessarily.
Okay. So then I'll go with slightly
Okay,
because yeah, I'm worried like yeah,
I see.
when there is a large code base to translate.
Mm.
Yeah, extremely important, I guess.
Mhm.
When the original code is written in a language which I'm unfamiliar, okay, I think that is important.
Mhm.
When the code needs to be translated to a language, wait, when the original code is written in a language which I am familiar, when the code needs to be translated to a language with which I am familiar. Okay, in this, wait, what is
Right.
the
So the one,
difference?
the one before that would be if you weren't familiar with Java in this
Mhm.
example,
Okay,
how important would it be? And the second one is more if you weren't familiar with Python, how important would it be?
so if I was not familiar with Java and it had already created it in the Python file and I'm using that, um, I'm thinking I'm using that, and if it hits error, or if it produces a different result compared to the original, will I? Okay,
Mm.
and the next one is when it's translated, which I am unfamiliar. I'm going to say both like appropriate. Yeah,
Okay.
it should work. How useful would each of these kinds of AI model be for real code translation work? A model that requires you to fix one problem per okay, I can't read this. I think 100K lines of code.
Yeah. Yeah.
A model that requires you to fix. Okay. Okay. How useful for real code translation? Fix one problem per this line.
So it's different amounts of rates of error in the translation produced by the AI because you'd have to probably go and fix those. Um,
I think for one problem per, I think this will be extremely useful because there's like
okay.
so many lines we have to go through. And
Right.
with all these things, and this is like moderately
Hmm.
this is for 10 lines. I don't think it would be useful.
Hmm. Okay.
Is there any feedback? Uh, yeah, like the thing where we have a not applicable option.
Hmm.
Like if in case we forgot to see the, uh, yeah,
Oh, right. Oh, that the survey should include a
yeah.
not an NA
So
option. That's good feedback. Yeah.
survey could include
Mm.
not applicable option. Hmm, option. Okay.
Okay. This is awesome. Okay, so now we can take our break.
All right. Yeah.
It's 2:07 right now. So I think let's try to take just a 5-minute break because we have to do another task and fill out a
Okay.
survey like that.
Yeah.
So I'll just turn off my camera and mute and I'll come back in 5 minutes. It's 2:07. So what would that be? 2:12 or 2:13 or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
be back by
See
then.
you
Thank you so
then.
much. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Hi, Pravina, just let me know when you're back and we can start again.
Hey, hi, I'm back. Yeah,
Hi. Was
all
that
right.
was that sufficient?
Yeah, it was sufficient. Thank
Very good. You're juggling a lot there.
you. Yeah,
Okay, so now we're ready for task 2.
okay,
So in this task, you'll translate the priority queue data structure from Java to Python, and
okay,
you'll do this one with no AI support.
okay,
Uh, and so I'm going to paste in a new link to another pre-configured
okay.
um, editor. And if you could share your screen.
Yep. Right.
So again, so the source is the Java, and there are the .py files where you should paste your solution.
Okay. Okay. That's.
Yeah. So should we begin? Should I start?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So same as before, think out loud if possible.
Yep. I'm just. Okay. Good. Okay. So we have insert, remove, peak, empty, enumerate, add all. Okay. There's like a lot of stuff. Okay. So. Okay. So let's see. Okay. First, they have a public class. Inside that, we have the constructor, and we have insert, remove, the size as the peak. What's the peak? Returns the element without remove. Okay, next element. Okay, this empty. We have enumerate again. We have add all, heapify. Okay, so all these things. Okay. So let's start with this class. Q. Okay, priority queue. Okay, so, okay, so init. Okay. What is the, where was the construct? Yeah, heap equals new array list. So self dot heap equals okay. And what is this? We can enumerate add. Okay, so that is fine. Now let's see, what is the easiest one? We have insert. Insert an item into the priority queue. Okay, so insert. Let me see. So heap dot add item. It's heap. So what is this? So this is an array list. So I'm going through an array list getting the size that is 0. So you're adding this while index is greater than 0. If the parent index by 2, parent equals 0, parent equals so, okay. So I had a question like, is it just enough to achieve this functionality or like
Yes,
just,
to translate it. No, so it shouldn't be like a new way to do it. It should be, if that's what you mean, it should be
yeah,
to translate it to the other language.
okay,
I understand what you're saying. So yeah, the goal is to translate rather than to write the familiar goal in a different way. Does that make sense?
Yep, got it. So yeah. Okay, so definition, insert. Inserting an item, comma, into insert. Okay, so index equals okay, so heap dot size. So heap is an array listener. So this is my set dot heap. Okay. Yeah, we just put it. How was the commenting in Python? Syntax for read size. Is there a size of this? Is there a function for size? I don't know. Let's go with this. Okay, so I got the index now. Dot add, right? Yeah, I think that is my problem. Not my problem. Yeah. Heap so okay. Okay. So let's see. Heap like that. I was putting okay. So now main heap dot okay. How do you add to an Python array? Okay, I need to search. How did I add? I forgot. It's in Python length command adding. It's append. Okay, append. Okay, good. Append what? Append the item. Okay, so that is this line. So while then parent index. If it would parent dot compare parent dot compare to compare to compare is greater than, so you're comparing each item, parent dot compare. So let's see if okay, so if item to insert this. Okay, parent heap. That is the parent heap dot dot set. Okay, wait. Dot set heap is an array list. The setting parent index. And okay, so 1 second. Let's. It's a bit confusing. 1 second. DQ. Okay, so let me see. Dot. Let's see append. Yeah, what are we? Not parent index, parent heap. Dot append. Right. Parent heap dot set parent index item and heap dot set index as parent. Okay, so parent. No, sorry, not parent heap. Main heap. Main heap of index equals item to insert and the main heap dot parent index item to replace and main heap of index equals parent heap. Heap. Okay, and then I put index equals parent index. And this is my else break. Okay, so let me see. Okay, insert. I'm getting this main heap and putting it here. Then I'm getting the size. What they said array's length is like 1 second. Length. So I saw some length len. Okay. Instead of size, it's len. Okay. So okay. So this is this. Got my main heap. Alright, so I got this and then I'm adding the item. Append index greater than 0. Parent is this. Parent heap is main heap of parent index. I give a parent heap. If this is equal to okay, if item to index is insert is equal to parent. Yeah, parent heap is just an item. Okay. Parent heap, then main heap dot parent. Okay, so this is good. Now what the next one? So finish this, and the next one is remove. Remove self to okay. Remove the highest priority. Okay, using the self. Okay, so yep. And this again going to use that. Okay. Main heap. Okay. Length of main heap equals 0. Oh, okay. Equals 0. Return the null. No, no. Okay. Now index equals main length of main heap minus 1. Now element equals main heap dot main heap of 0. Sorry. And then what is this? Heap dot set at 0th index. I'm getting just so wait. So this is wait set at 0, right? So okay, yeah. Main heap of 0 equals main heap of index, okay, and main heap dot remove is a remove at the remove you have to give an object, right? So what are we removing? We are removing the index. So wait, this is 1 second. So is there an array remove at delete and the del and the index, okay. So del, okay, del main heap of index index of the value, okay. Okay, we removed that. Heapify, propagate that item to the last place. Okay, so this is a function that we need to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna put heapify to do. Okay, and to return the element. Return what? Return element. So return element. Element equals remove item. Okay. So that is done. So since there is heapify, let's go and see what is this heapify. Restores the section of the heap to maintain the heap properties. Okay. Okay. So definition heapify. Heapify. I have sort, index, and size. Oh, okay. Now, if size is greater than 0, left index equals index multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals, okay. No, not. So P5 is just index, right? Not passing anything. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now parent. Parent equal to main heap index. Now max index equals index. If condition, and there's no bracket for x, right? Okay. Okay, this is syntax issues a little bit. Okay. Okay. This is not the bracket. Okay. If what if left index is less than size and heapify dot get and mm, mm, get heap dot get left index dot compare to this is compared to if it's okay. Okay. Mm, and what is Python's equivalent of compare to? Okay, so left and right. Okay. Mm, 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 to compare. Okay. Okay, so here and mm, comma parent. What is parent? Parent parent. Okay. Okay, so if this is this, okay, then we have the same. I just put the same parent. Okay. Okay, so that is taken care of. Okay. Heap index equals and heap max index and main heap of max index equals parent and ep file max index comma size. Okay, so now I have what to do for ep file.
You're doing great. Just giving you your 5-minute warning.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Now we have a ep file. Okay, 0 comma alien main heap main heap. Okay, so okay, I did this. I did epify. I did remove, insert, remove. Now size. Okay, so this can be done. The depth size. Return self length of self dot heap. Okay, so that is taken care of. Depth of peak. Peak. Return self dot heap of 0 and return is empty. F is empty. F return return what self dot size, sorry, length of self dot heap greater than 0. Okay, if it's greater than 0, it is true. Equals is equals 0. Okay. So no. Wait. Length of self dot heap equals 0. Return true. No. Return false. Always keeping semicolon. Okay. So this is taken care of. Now we have enumerate and add all. I think go with collection. What is the equivalent of collection in Python? I don't know. Array of arrays. I don't know. Let's try that. Def add all. Put collection. Well, okay, what? For ARR collection self dot heap dot append. Yeah, so we added that. The last one is enumerate. Enumerate, comma, what am I enumerating? Enumerating self. Okay. We have a saved heap equals self dot heap and no, and then results equals empty while self dot heap dot is
Okay, we're out of time. That was awesome, but
okay.
we have to stop. I know it's
Okay,
difficult
okay.
when you're in it.
Okay.
So that was fantastic.
Close it.
So you can just close the whole editor and yes, and then we'll do one of those surveys.
All right.
So, all right, get it. That was your thinking out loud is really great. Really helps me to understand the way you're thinking about it. Okay, so this is the post task. I just pasted another link to a survey. Okay, so right, so you're P17.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this time you had no AI and you had the, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, I would say 11 because I was not able to find the syntax of a couple of things. How hurried or rush was the pace of the task? It was not hurried.
Okay.
How successful? I think I was quite successful. It was just like one function that I had to implement,
Right.
so I would say.
Yeah.
How hard did you work to? I would say somewhat in the middle. How unsuccessful? I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Overall approach. Okay. Read the main class. Implemented the constructor. 3. Implemented the with the main class. Read the functions to be implemented. Implemented function and the corresponding internal functions had to create inbuilt function to mimic the one used in Java. Yeah, so those are the things. And yeah, I also had to search for syntax in Python for array. Okay.
Let's see.
To what extent do you feel you understand? I think I understood like a great deal. It was using all known data types. It was using all known data types. Okay, and Yeah, it was using all known data types. Okay,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Mhm.
Okay, is oh that's it? Okay. Is
Yeah,
there
because
any other?
it didn't have the AI. The AI brought
Okay.
out the other questions.
Yeah. No, I guess yeah, I'm good with this. Yeah.
hmm
So submit it. Yep.
Okay, so now we're almost done. There's one more survey. I'm
Sure.
pasting the
Sure.
link. I'm sorry.
No,
It
no
is to
problem.
compare the two experiences
Okay.
to P17.
P17.
Yeah.
How would you compare your experience working on the translation without AI support with AI support? Okay. So how do I put this? Uh, okay. Since this was a new approach out of habit, I did not. What do I say? Like since I was not used to it when I started coding, I
Right. That
kind
makes
of
sense.
uh,
You did not use the AI, so
use
your experience was sort of the same, would you
AI
say?
support.
hmm
So the experience was the same.
It's really good feedback. It's a reminder that when something's new, it won't get immediately used. I mean, these are all the great things for us to learn.
Yeah. Beyond the code translation, what other kinds of AI support would you desire for working with the code? AI support working with the code. All right. Let's see. I want to think about this. Uh,
And you can kind of brainstorm. It can be anything you'd think would be great to have help with at all.
yeah. AI support. What is the thing that AI support? Yeah. Okay. If there is I don't know, better way to code, uh, show the option like
Okay. hmm
yeah, if there's like an optimized, not let's say better way, like I mean like an optimized way.
Oh, the code would be optimized by the AI, like do it in an optimal way.
Yeah, yeah. If like to loop through and like for example, like when you are joining string, you
hmm
can always use plus or there is like other options, right? So if there's some better way,
Yeah.
show that right away. Like there
Yeah.
is show the option.
Yeah.
Um, what
hmm
else would I? Uh, sorry. I I think nowadays they identify when there is no exception handling. What
hmm
else can AI help with?
hmm
Uh, yeah, if like
hmm
there is some package that has the code written in, that has not the code, the functionality built in prompt the oops, prompt the user um, to tell them, like prompt the user when they are trying to build that from. So if there is like something out there that already does this, some
hmm
functionality that the user is trying to build, like prompt them, like you
hmm
can use this package and use this function to achieve what you're doing.
Yeah, that makes
um,
sense. That's perfect.
what else what else is there? What else? What else? AI. Mm, like I don't know, create a stub, uh, uh, like for example, and like creating a function that has a return type as string, uh, add in the no, create a return type, or when the user types in switch, generate a stub with the cases, with the default case. Like when you are like typing something, just build the structure. What is the spelling of switch? Okay, stub. Okay. Um, yeah, and mm, yeah. So yeah, these are the three things. Yep. You
Sorry, I was on mute.
yeah.
I was trying to say that that was excellent. Thank you. So we
Okay.
could do it.
All right. So next, um, okay. Um, Software engineer, have you used AI or machine learning algorithms as part of your work? No. Have you performed code translations in your work? No, I haven't. Uh, yes, this was very interesting. I liked it.
I really appreciate your work on it. I know it's a hard to do a 2-hour session. That's great. Okay.
Good.
Um,
All done.
Very good. So now just we have a couple more minutes. I just wanted to tell you a little more about the study so you know a little more about what we're doing. So
Okay.
basically there's a lot of AI models that are being developed for code. We're using this, the code that was translated was done with a transcoder model that really did translate the code from Java to Python, and they have other
Okay.
languages.
So
And
is
also
it
there,
there here? Like I can find it in IBM Cloud?
um, no, they're not like, so these are preliminary models. These are like
Okay.
at the research stage. So
Okay.
we did, I can send you a paper that was written about the model that we used,
All right. Yeah.
if you're interested.
Yes. Yes,
So
please. Yeah.
I will do that. And I'll send you a paper our group has written, and I'll remember you want to learn more.
Yes.
So there are also models that are being new models. These are just like barely being developed, so it's pretty early, but there
Mm-hmm.
might be a lot more help coming for code in the coming years. So there's also generating documentation automatically, and
Yeah.
converting natural language to code, like saying what the logic is and having code be generated.
I
um,
would say that something like GST or GTS or something like that, right?
yes,
Yeah.
GPT-3 or
Oh, yeah.
something, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there hasn't been much work done to evaluate whether these models are actually useful for software engineers. So the group
Mm-hmm.
that I'm in is trying to do that, to say, okay, so we have some of these, how will people use them? So that's why we're doing this study. Like, does it make work easier or faster? Like you said, well, maybe it would help speed things up sometimes. So
Yeah.
um, and then and we also need to figure out how good the translation has to be useful. Does it have to be perfect, or if it's imperfect with just a few errors, is it still useful? Um,
Okay.
yeah, so then we're also going to try to build some tools for VS Code, so you can try out some of these models, but we're not there yet, but that's
Okay.
kind of what the project's trying to do.
Yeah.
And so then, so anyways, you were a great participant. I learned a lot by watching you, when I'm done here with the session, I'll tell the principal investigator of the study, he's Justin, to send you 250 blue points as
Oh,
just
okay.
a token of our appreciation. And
Yeah.
thank you for entering your email
Yep.
for
Yeah.
potential future studies.
I,
So
I had a question, right? You mentioned like you guys like in future, not now, would be creating tools for visual code and all. So would that be an open source project or something that I can contribute to? Because I would like to work in that.
that's
So
so great. Yes, we in IBM research, it usually is an open source kind of project if we do something like that. If it
okay,
gets picked up by a product group, then it ends up not being like that. So
okay,
so hopefully, but so it'd be nice to stay in touch on those things. And so I will send you some information on the model that you made the translation you read and maybe one of our group's papers.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
That would be really good. Thank you.
thank you
Thank you
very
so
much
much.
for your time. Have a good long holiday weekend since
You too.
everyone
Bye.
at IBM has Monday. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.